So in this video, even though I'm a shareholder, in this video we're going to be talking about the possibility of Electromath failing and going bankrupt. Why? Because that's the business, and sometimes business will fail. Actually, there's a lot of business that will fail. Will Electromath fail? They could. They absolutely could fail. And everyone should be aware of this, that there's a possibility it could fail. Too expensive for its size. Not clicking in North America. Has a chance in Asia, but a lot of competition there. Absolutely true. That's absolutely true. But the thing is, the reason why the Electromath, this is a weekend video by the way, the reason why Electromath is expensive, why it's $18,500 in North America, is because of a tariff tax. You guys will see about the tariff tax soon, but actually, you guys would see, this is a weekend video and I'm planning to make a tariff video, but because of the tariff, they have to charge this thing at $15,500. If Electromath can bring down the price even further, like $13,000 or $10,000, if they can get a $10,000 car on the Electromath, especially if the battery prices go down and the fact that they're manufacturing on a high rate, they can bring down the cost of the car to $10,000 and still be profitable, then I can see the Electromath selling pretty well. So that's the first argument he has. Is it expensive? It absolutely is, but it's cheaper than the smart car, and the smart car still sold $25,000 and is an electric car, and on top of that there's the tax incentives that will bring it down to $11,500, which is a totally reasonable price for a person that wants an affordable EV car, the people that likes to buy scooters. And but they want to be covered. This thing will be faster than the scooter, and it has more storage. So okay, that's argument number one. Argument number two is business are not going to buy an $18,000 small car motorcycle. I will bet they rather buy a Honda Civic for more room with that price. Solo needs to be a lot cheaper if they want to click in any markets across the world. Well, the thing is, businesses will buy it because why? Because it's an advertisement vehicle. The fact that the Solo looks so funky, people will look at it, will be forced to look at it. So yeah, I think it will sell at $18,000, and businesses, yeah, they'd probably buy a lot more if the cars were like $10,000 or $12,000, not $18,000. $18,000 is expensive. I'm not going to argue that. It is expensive. It is a little bit expensive, $18,000, but the Arcmotive is $20,000. $20,000 for the Arcmotive. This is $18,000. I think the Solo deserves to be in the same price range as Arcmotive. That's my opinion anyways. You don't have to pay for gas with a Solo car, plus insurance and maintenance is cheaper. So the insurance would be considered motorcycle insurance, so that's going to be a lot cheaper than a car insurance. And then a maintenance will be a lot cheaper too, because there's not very many moving parts in an electric car, and you don't have to pay for gas. And then he says it depends where you are in the world. Sometimes gas is cheaper, electricity can be very expensive, especially in most Asian countries. I know I'm Asian, I don't see it becoming a hit. The design is ugly as well. Yeah, well, when it comes to the design, a lot of people argue that, yeah, some people say, yeah, it's ugly, it's too weird. Some people say, oh, that's a cool looking car. So it all depends on the person. Not everyone thinks that this is an ugly car, and I think you have to drive it and experience it for yourself to determine if you really think it's ugly and it's a bad design after being in it. The design is effective for advertisement, at least in my opinion, because people have to stare at it. So I'm telling him that Hog stocks, Hog, the company, HOG, it's a $4.32 billion company, and I don't see any motorcycles on the road. I do see motorcycles on the road, but I don't see very many motorcycles on the road. And motorcycles have competition. There's Honda, there's other companies making motorcycles too, and motorcycles are between 10,000 to 20,000 Canadian, and the Solo is 20,000 Canadian. So I don't know. Harley does well. It's a $4 billion company. Solo, could be a couple $1 billion company in the future. I'm not saying that it will be a $10 billion company. I'm saying that maybe even a $1 billion company, especially if they can succeed with the Solo. But this guy argues that no, Harley is absolutely not even on par with this ugly looking Solo. You cannot compare these two. I will buy a Harley. I will not buy a Solo. Many people will do just like what I will do. Solo will be failure. You can quote me on that one. So obviously there's bears out there. People that absolutely disagrees with me and say that this will absolutely 100% fail and they have no chance. He could be absolutely right. And at the end of the day, that's the gamble I'm willing to take. I'm gambling that Solo will succeed. I'm gambling that the cars will succeed. I'm gambling that businesses will buy the Solo for advertisement. I'm gambling that consumers in general will buy the Solo. I wouldn't say like the Solo is for everyone, but definitely some consumers will buy, especially consumers that want to cut through traffic, because with the Solo you can drive into lanes that don't require only motorcycles and other cars can travel in on. So there's advantages with the Solo, and that's just the reality of it. And at the end of the day, it's up to consumers. If consumers not gonna buy it, it's gonna fail. It's that simple. So yes, there's bearish points, but the rewards can be decent. I mean, I'm assuming that right now they have about 100 million shares. So they have close to like 90 or 80 million, 96 million shares, I believe, once it's fully diluted. 64 million shares without diluting, but with the warrants, if they exercise the warrants, the outstanding shares can be up to 94 million. It will give the company a little bit more money, but because of the warrants, the company will be diluted more. So yeah, so at $10 would be $1 billion, $20 would be $2 billion. So if they diluted shareholders another 100 million shares, so they can open up their operations in the United States, $1 billion would be roughly $5, I think. Yeah, $5. $2 billion would be 10. But that's the gamble I take. I mean, I can still make money off this, but at the same time, they could fail. I mean, they're not gonna go bankrupt because they have enough cash to survive. They have like $60-something million on their balance sheet, so they're not gonna go bankrupt. And at the end of the day, shareholders determine the stock price. So I'm gambling that the stock price will go up. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this content. Give me a thumbs up. It helps my channel grow. Subscribe for future updates, and have a great day. Bye.